Hello, good morning, dear students. Today we are going to take up a lesson from the Hornbill, lesson number 5, the ailing planet, the green movement's role. So, as you can see on the board, this is an article written by Nani Palkhiwala, a well-known columnist and writer. So here he discusses about the ailing planet. Ailing means the sick planet. You can say ailing means sick. And the planet he is talking about is our mother planet, the Earth. The writer says the planet is sick. Means the issue is environmental concern. And what is the cure? What is the remedy for this sickness? What is the cure for this disease? That is the green movement's role. The green movement can change this condition, the pathetic condition of our planet, the sick condition of the planet. And here the following article was written by Nani Palkhiwala and published in the Indian Express on 19th November 1994. You can say more than 25 years ago he had written this, but the problems are still of concern, and we must pay attention to the problem, otherwise it will go on deteriorating and Earth will not be a fit place to live for future generations to come. So that continue to have relevance. Relevance means significance, importance. The matter is of importance till date. It is not an old matter. The matter is what he has expressed, what he has recorded in the article. The matter is still of concern. We must think about and we must do something to remove the condition. So I hope the topic is clear to you. The writer is talking about the planet, the problems of the planet, environmental problems, and the green movement. We must have more forest areas and protect our environment. Thus, in simple terms, we can say he is calling upon how to protect environment. The earth is unable to bear the load of the heavy population. He will talk about population, he will talk about other things. Population is the major cause of the resources being utilized or not utilized, you can say resources being ravaged in the competitive world. So we have to be judicious. We must control ourselves. We must find ways of, you can say, various sources. We must try to find sources of renewable energy sources and other sources of our survival. If we go on exploiting the earth forever, it will not support human population on this, rising population on this planet. So the writer has very interestingly given you the introduction about the green movement. One cannot recall any movement in which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the green movement, which started nearly 25 years ago in 1972. So you can say 48 years ago, the green movement was first started, and it is a movement of importance. What are the importance? Because it was so rapid in getting the attention or in catching the attention of the world so soon. Entire human race got attracted to this movement. So this is one peculiarity of the movement, and it is so sooner the world became aware of this movement and they recognize this importance of this movement, which was started in the world's Green Party was founded in New Zealand in 1972. In New Zealand, a Green Party was founded, and since then, that is the beginning of the Green movement, New Zealand. And from that time, the writer says, our approach changed. We have shifted, one hopes, in the vocabulary from the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. From the mechanistic view. Mechanistic means like a machine, that every part is to be corrected. If there is a problem in some part, we will correct that part and machine will be okay. So that view had changed. Now we are trying to think a holistic and ecological view, that ecology is in entirety holistic as a whole, everything in totality, ecological view of the world, that if there is some problem in one part, other part will also be affected. It is a shift in human perception as revolutionary, and this change in human ideas is revolutionary. This is as revolutionary as the idea which was given by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the Earth and the other planets revolve around the Sun. So people did not believe it when Copernicus for the first time gave the idea of the Sun and the planets, that planets are moving. Nobody believed that Earth is moving before Copernicus. But Copernicus revolutionized the world with his idea. And so, Green movement and our approach has also been revolutionized. Our approach, holistic approach towards planet Earth. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the Earth itself is a living organism. We have to treat Earth as a living organism body, living species. An enormous being as an entity, as a living being, Earth is a living being, and there are other symptoms as like human body, a big giant person, you can say, which we are parts, and human being is also a part of this organism. This organism has greater systems, and human being is only a part of that system. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. The Earth's vital signs reveal a patient and declining health. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. So here the writer says that we are the trustees. We have to keep it. We are not the owners. We cannot utilize the resources available on the earth as the owner. We are responsible to hand over the legacy, what we have inherited. We will give it to future generations. We have to give it to future generations. So we must utilize it carefully so that we can return it without damage to the future generation. This is our responsibility to utilize it judiciously. The concept of sustainable development. Sustainable development is that, I told you, we have to utilize so that resources may not run dry, so that resources are available for future generation. We must try to maintain the resources, use them in such a way that they can be created or they are available for future generations. This is sustainable development. It was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. So this concept was developed. What is this? It is defined as an idea. Development that meets the needs of the present. We can utilize without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. So that we can utilize it and our coming generations can also be given the resources without stripping off the natural world. stripping means divesting or finishing the natural world of resources future generations would need. They would also need. So the Jew at Lusaka, Zambia is a country and Lusaka is a place. There is a Jew and there is a cage where the notice reads the world's most dangerous animal. Inside the cage there is no animal but a mirror where you see yourself. And this is an awakening program, you can say, by the Jew, where human beings is taught that they are the dangerous animals on this planet, that they are responsible for destructing this planet, of utilizing or ravishing the resources on this planet, thanks to the efforts. Such efforts by a number of agencies are carried out, such efforts are being done, efforts are being made, such works are done to grow awareness that we must realize that we have a role to play, we have to move to renewable sources of energy, and whatever the resources, fat, protein, everything, forest areas, whatever is available, we must utilize it to bring down our requirement to the minimum so that they are available for future generations. This is the hour when we have to work towards this goal. The wisdom of shifting a system based on domination means present generation is not the owner or he is not dominant to one based on partnership, but a human being is a partner along with other species on this planet. So the earth does not belong to us, human beings only. It belongs to a number of few other owners. Scientists have catalogued about 1.4 million living species which mankind shares the earth. I told you that human being is a partner and the partnership is very large. 1.4 million living estimates vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued living species. So 1.4 million is a vague figure. It is not exact and the number is much more larger. The writer has very studiously given you the data that there are other uncatalogued living species. Biologists recognize that about 3 to 100 million other living species still languish unnamed in ignominious darkness, means uncatalogued, means they are not yet recognized. The number is very large. Human being is a partner. So our existence is not of domination. We have to share this with so many species. One of the early international commissions which dealt inter alia with the question of ecology and environment was the Brand Commission, which had a distinguished Indian as one of its members, Mr. L. K. Shah. The first Brand report raised the question: are we to leave our successors a scorched planet? A scorched planet with no vegetation? Dry vegetation, the scorched means dry, parched vegetation planet. Advancing deserts means no vegetation. Impoverished landscapes, for infertile lands and ailing environment. So, this Brand report asked this question. So, why is this condition growing of concern? Mr. Lester M. Brown, in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are four. There are four systems: fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. This is the very basis of this planet, and they form the foundation of the global economic system. In addition to supplying our food, these four systems provide virtually all the raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum-driven synthetics. So from these natural resources, We get everything, almost everything, not only for our food, but for our industries also. In large areas of the world, human claims on these systems, but human claims on this system, human utilization, these systems are collapsing. Whether they be these systems, fisheries, forests, so human beings are cutting forests, they are just wheeling recklessly, and the grasslands are not available because of the buildings, and so many yes, so buildings are coming up, urbanization, and croplands are not available for animals and for human beings. The land is shrinking. In large areas of the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level, unsupportive level, that they cannot be carried for long in such a situation. A point where their productivity is being impaired. Impaired means affected badly. That will worsen. That will fail to produce result. When this happens, fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wastelands, and croplands deteriorate. When all these systems collapse, what will happen? In a protein conscious and protein hungry world, overfishing is a common every day. It's common every day. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated. Decimated, you can just cut down in order to procure firewood for cooking. They are being wiped off for the purpose of cooking, as firewood for cooking. In some places, firewood has become so expensive. The writer is very informative, and he very wisely says what goes into the pot now costs more than what goes inside it. This is a quotation he uses, and actually the writer uses this quotation nicely here. That the proverb, what goes under the pot is costlier than what goes inside it, what we are cooking, food items. So since the tropical forest is, in the words of Dr. Myers, the powerhouse of evolution, tropical areas near the tropics, above and down the equator. So this is the powerhouse of evolution. Who said this? Dr. Myers. Several species of life faces extinction as a result of this destruction. So when forests disappear, they are disrupted. Many species face extinction. Extinction means they become non-existent. It has been well said that forests proceed, mankind, deserts follow. So therefore human beings, forests are there, and deserts will follow. The world's ancient patrimony of tropical forests is now eroding at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. The data is alarming. The writer is giving you the data to understand the gravity of the seriousness of this problem. That we are losing tropical forests at a very fast rate, and the growing use of dung for burning. Dung is, cow dung cakes for burning deprives the soil of an important natural fertilizer that which should be used is burnt as fuel. The World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed. What is needed at that time, 25 years ago, the World Bank estimated five-fold increase. We have to grow more plants 5 times. The rate must be increased 5 times. Now you can imagine how much is the requirement. It is, at that time it was 5 times requirement to cope with the expected fuel demand in the year 2000. James Smith, the president of the World Resources Institute, said the other day we were saying that we are losing the forests at an acre a second, but it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. Within a second we are losing acres of land. So now what about the constitution? What the law says? The law is there, but the writer is not very hopeful.